Hello and welcome back to my little podcast. Well, it used to be Bees Loves Hooks and Yarns, but there haven't been many hooks in my past now for a while. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I may have to rename it. That's also the reason why I haven't made a new video, because well, I've been knitting and not crocheting. I still have one crochet project, a finished object to show, but I haven't started anything new and I haven't really worked on anything so far, even though I do plan on finishing the projects that I have still going, like all my blankets for sure, and there's a shirt that I still work on, and yes, I think a few other little things. So I still plan on working every now and then on those things, but I have been knitting a lot and I really enjoy that, so I kind of would like to stick around with that. So I'm not sure, do I keep making this podcast? For now, I guess yes. I see where it goes with subscribers and what happens to it, but yeah, for now it's all open what's gonna happen. So I still want to show you what I have been doing, and first of all I show you my finished object from the crochet days. I showed you around already how it looked like when I was working on it, and I think on my last video I said it was blocking. So yeah, I've been using it since, and I really like it. It's the little shawl that was from a French designer and a French pattern, so I had to translate it with Google Translate and my leftover knowledge from my school days when I had some French lessons. And yeah, actually it worked out pretty good. There was a little drawing with it, so it really wasn't all that hard, and yeah, I like how it turned out. The colors are so beautiful, fall colors, and yeah, I really like that actually. And it was a lot of fun to make too. It's all these little chains in there and the little circles. So yeah, I'm gonna just hang this over when I'm feeling a little cool in the house, and it's kind of nice. I really like it. See, all that easy, nothing special really, but yeah, it's kind of cute and I do like it. So I'm wearing it. Doesn't look quite nicely blocked anymore, but that's okay. So yeah, that's leftover from my crochet. What I've been doing since, I hope you don't all run just right away, is I told you that I was working on a sweater, and I think I told you all about the yarns that I was using from Holstgarn in Denmark, and I didn't use all that much. It was actually, yeah, 3 of each. One was the Geelong wool, 95% and 5% cashmere, and the other one is the 100% alpaca. So this together, held together, it worked up so nice and quick, and I really like it. It's the Big Y from Hintermstein, an Austrian designer, I believe. She has her patterns in German and in English for sure. I don't know if there's any other languages, but yeah. So when I was looking in the forum on Ravelry, and I said, oh, I so much like her designs and I would like to knit one of those, but it would be my first project. And if somebody, most people said, oh no, don't start with this, that's too hard. And then one woman spoke up from Germany and she says, oh, I'm just doing the Big Y, which is the Big Y, I'll show you why, with some newbie knitters that want to knit their first sweater. And if you, they are in Germany, but if you want to join us, and then we can figure it out if you have problems either with video or on the phone or whatever. And I was really thankful for that offer. So I looked at that sweater and I really liked it. So it's no brainer, I take her up on that offer. So this is what I did. And I, of course, right away, really the first line in the pattern, there was something that, did it say knit 2, purl 2, and then there was brackets, and then it said knit 4, purl 4, And I thought, oh, I have to choose between this or that. And so I chose 4 and 4 and started knitting. And it just didn't work out. It just, I had half of my neck already done. And I thought, well, this is not what it is. So I already thought, shoot, one little bit, and I already have to ask questions. Anyways, I did, and she says, oh no, that means first you have to do the 2 knit, 2 purl, and then you keep repeating 4 knit, 4 purl, and you have to just repeat this till the end. And see there, it worked out. That's all I had to do. So that was pattern reading, right? Well, it's not like I have that much experience with reading knitting patterns, and yeah, now I know. That's actually pretty much all the problems I had through the whole sweater. It was so well written and described everything, and if there was something like the short rows, I just put into YouTube short rows and I watched a few videos and I picked one and then I went with it. Yeah, do I have a little problem? I do. I think you can see up in the top there somewhere. There's a little hole. That was my very first short row. Oh no, I can't even find it. Yeah, I guess it's not that bad. And I didn't do it quite right, and there is a tiny bit of a hole, which I could probably just sew a little bit together, pull together, and it would be fine. But so far I haven't, and I've been wearing this thing a lot. So yeah, and then from there on it went nicely. Now I quickly show you. Yeah, I have to show you. Oh, here, this line, that's just from me hanging on the couch yeah, so that comes out when I wash it or when I hang it up in the evening. No problem. It's just me hanging around like a lazy gal. So yeah, the big Y is because the increases here come together under the sleeve and come together in something that looks like a Y, right? So on either side. So that gives it the name. And in the front it's a little shorter, and in the back a little longer. And I already made this part a lot longer than in the instructions. I just added a few rows, and when I told her that, she just said, oh, are you sure? Well, I'm 6'1", 6'2". How can a sweater that fits a 5-foot person fit a 6-foot person, right? There must be some difference in length. So yeah, I changed that, and I also made it longer, which I think I could have even made it a little more longer, but next time. I really liked the way it worked out. So, and it was so easy, really. I just followed the pattern. I just did what it said, and I ended up with a sweater. Great, really great. So yeah, so that was that. And then, yeah, of course I had to lengthen the sleeves too, right? I have like these big monkey arms here flapping around. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it worked out, and I already started a new sweater, which I maybe show you in the next video. I don't want to make this all too long. So after this, I started with a pair of socks. I picked the Tin Can Knits pattern. Oh, I'm not sure what it's called right now. It doesn't matter, I can show you. And I chose Michael's yarn, Loops and Threads. I had it for a short while. It's a wool nylon blend. It's a regular sock yarn, but if you can see this, it's kind of splitty. Oh, it doesn't show up really well. No, it doesn't. Yeah, maybe you can see it there. It's a little bit splitty, and I don't really like working with it. It's a little flimsy too somehow. I've in the meantime knitted with some other yarns that I like working a lot better with. But well, so I started with one sock here on 4 DPNs, just like the instructions said. And I put a few mistakes in there. I think I did, instead of alternating knit rows and purl rows here, once I did 2 pearls in a row. But really, it's socks. Nobody's going to see it. They seem a little wide too, right? I don't care anyways. So it's just something where I thought I should learn the technique, right? How to make a sock. But now I'm on the heel and I have to pick up stitches from the side here. And I've never done that. And I'm kind of ran out of, I don't know what you call that. Anyways, I'm kind of not brave enough to tackle the thing. I don't know what keeps me from just sitting down and giving it a try. I just have to get my crap together sometime and do it. So anyways, I halfway through the shaft here, I stopped and thought, well, maybe I better start the second one right away, because back in the day I started knitting, when I started my first sock or knitting projects like 15 years ago. I made a sock and it was so big and wide, it was more like a stocking, so it ended up being a one sock thing. And then I tried another one, and after I was done with that one, I ran out of power. I didn't want to do the second one. I don't know, it was too boring, and I think I stopped knitting at that point completely. So I thought, well, better I start on the second one right away. So I'm knitting one from the outside of the yarn and one from the inside, from the ball, and made it my way up to the exact same spot. Yeah, and now we're stuck, right? I just have to sit down sometime and try to figure it out. But I don't like the socks very well. They seem a little flabbery, loose, soft. I don't know. But I think I will have to finish them. So I put them to the side, and I went ahead and started another pair of socks. Really smart, isn't it? But this time I started from the toe up. And there's a really good blog from Heidi Bears, I believe her name is. You can see it on my Ravelry project pages. I have linked up to it, and you can find the socks there. So, and I followed that, and yeah, so I started two on a circular needle, which I really like actually. It's so much nicer than the DPNs for me. It seems like it works out prettier, like a nicer knitting evener. And anyway, so I knitted all the way to the heel, and then there was short rows, and then you had to just come back together and start knitting in the round again. So there was no picking up of stitches, and it worked out really good. The only thing that I realized afterwards is I didn't know how long the short rows would make the heel, so my socks are a tiny bit too big, but I could change that for the next one if I do. The only other thing is that there's no it's a little wide here in the top, where on the other side of the heel, and it kind of, when you wear them, it kind of bundles up a little bit, if you know what I mean. It's kind of getting wavy there, so it's not really a great fit. So I'm probably not gonna make this really exactly same one again. But then I found a pattern on Ravelry. It's a paid one. I haven't actually downloaded it yet, but I heard some people on podcasts talking about it, and it is an ergonomic sock pattern from a German podcaster, and he where was I? I lost it. So anyways, you can make changes according to your foot. Oh, he actually has, it's called Just Do It, and I'm pretty sure his patterns are in English too. And he has videos, as far as I know, to go with it. So I really gonna buy this pattern, and I'm gonna try it. So yeah, I really like the Lion brand sock yarn that I bought here. It was 2 50-gram balls, so I'm knitting both at the same time. So it's a little, sometimes it tangles up a little bit. If I had one skein, I probably would knit from inside and outside at the same time. Seems a little better, but this works, it's fine. So yeah, these ones I could have been done with already, but after the heel I started with a knit 3 purl 1, and I thought it would be narrow enough to so that I didn't have to make a cuff up here, but I think I needed a little tighter, so I just, when I was almost done, I decided I'm going to put a mini cuff up there with knit and purl, knit and purl, knit and purl. So I'm going to add a little bit to the length, and this will be done really soon. And then yeah, I'm quite happy actually with how it turned out. So I'm going to add some to the notes on my Ravelry page, just so that I know next time how long I have to have the foot, so that it fits actually perfectly. And yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. So that is this for now. And then, oh, I had some happy mail today. In the meantime, I had a lot of happy mail. I'm not going to show you all of that. I think you'll see it in projects, and maybe once in a while I'll pull something out. And ooh, last weekend we went on a trip to Fargo, North Dakota, and there was a little fiber wool store, Prairie Fiber Arts, I believe it's called. They have a little website but no shop. And yeah, I bought a few things there. I have to show you that sometime. You know what? I'm going to show you one thing out of that. Did you hear from this about this? Is it Swedish, Icelandic Flotulopi? This is an unspun yarn, and I really like what it is. I want to try it, and you can see if you kind of pull from a distance, you can just pull them just apart like that, so you have to have almost no tension at all. But you can also get them just as easy like together. You just rub them together, and then you can keep knitting. And if you pull them apart from a really close distance, you can pull really hard and they don't come apart, because they have this longer, they are longer stapled, or what do you call this? So they have longer hair. So from really close you can give it a good tug, but not if you leave it loose and try to knit, you know, hold your thread. And but yeah, I really want to knit something with it, and I picked a pattern which wasn't the right pattern for the yarn, because it was a shawl, which I wanted to do for my first pattern instead of a colorwork sweater, right? No, let's start with a little shawl. But it had a pattern in it where you had to start out making 9 out of 1 knit stitch. You had to make 9, so it means you knit in it, then you yarn over, you knit in the same one again, you yarn over, you knit in the same one again, you yarn over, until you have 9 on your needle. And with the Flotulopi being so soft, it wasn't really the right thing to do. So I'm still looking for an ideal pattern for the first try for this. So if anybody has an idea, I only have one of those plates here, so I'm kind of limited to what I can do. But for the very first one, I didn't want to jump in and buy like 5 or 6 of them for a shawl that I've seen. There's a very nice shawl from Melody Hoffman. You probably have seen that already. It was in one of the Lane magazines, I think issue 4, and you can also buy it as a separate pattern. And that is made from different shades of Flotulopi, from dark brown to cream white. It's faded in, and oh, it's beautiful. So anyways, that would be something for the future, but I didn't want to do that as a first project. So if anybody has ever tried anything with this and has an idea what I could do with my very first one, please let me know. Okay, so that was one of the things I bought there in Fargo. So today I had some mail, and that mail was from a fellow Canadian. I ordered on Etsy from Crooked Kitchen yarn. Crooked Kitchen yarn. I've ordered from her before, and she's in Ontario, and I just love her dyes. The way she dyes her yarns is so beautiful, I think. So I ordered this one that was on my wish list there for so long. It is, yes, Crooked Kitchen yarn. Can you see that? I hope it comes out right and not, yeah. So, and it is like, she calls it the Marilon base. That's merino, 75% superwash and 25% nylon. And this color is called Wild Horses. And it is so pretty. There's a little bit of peachy in there, some grayish blues and some speckles in brownish, orangey, purple, blue. It's so beautiful. Well, she calls it, as I said, Wild Horses, but it reminded me of when I was a child and in Germany, and we went to the Baltic Sea. The sea and the docks and the weathered planks on the docks and the seagulls. So this, when I saw that, that's all I could think of, my childhood vacations to the Baltic Sea. So I really had to have this. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, honestly. Don't want to make socks from it. I don't think. I'll figure something out sometime. I really like it. It's just so beautiful. And the other one is called Shark Attack in the Blue Lagoon. It's bloody. It's bloody. And it's a Marilon base as well, but it's an 80-20. It's a 80 merino superwash and 20 nylon. This one is thicker too. It's a 3-ply, and it is 150 grams and only 384 meters, where the other one was 100 meters, 100 grams and 423 meters. So this one's a lot thinner. And this is the Shark Attack in the Blue Lagoon. This might actually end up as socks, but now I'm a little worried again because it's so thick. Maybe I just use thinner needles. If you have, yeah, you probably have some experience with this, and you could give me advice on what to do. Or do I maybe just use lesser, do I cast on lesser stitches instead of 64, maybe just 60 or less even? I'm not quite sure how to deal with this. I don't want them to be too wide or having to rip them up again and start all over. So yeah, this might be something I'm going to try with this new sock pattern, this ergonomic sock pattern that I looked at. We'll see. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. So this is already 23 minutes. My daughter's just coming back and I have to stop. So I hope I can proceed with my little podcast tomorrow. That would be nice. And then I'll show you all the other stuff I've been working on. It's not that much more. It's a sweater and the shawl that is almost done. Thank you everybody for coming and watching, and I hope to see you again soon. See you. Bye.